Marc Raimondi back with you for ESPN today with Bellator light heavyweight contender Corey Anderson. Corey, there's a lot I want to talk to you about, but first let me explain a little bit about what happened on Friday night in San Jose, California. For those who didn't watch, of course, you had a fight against Vadim Nemkov. The fight was for the Bellator light heavyweight title. The fight was for the Bellator light heavyweight World Grand Prix championship, and the fight was for $1 million. Huge fight, arguably the biggest of your career. It ended up going to no contest. There was an illegal head clash in the third round. No one won. You were on your way to winning the fight. It must have been incredibly frustrating. I guess, looking back on it now, we're a few days out. How do you feel? What's going through your head right now?
Just ready to get out there and do it again now. You know what I mean? They already told me we're going to run it back as soon as possible. As soon as we heal up, we back at it. So in my head, it's like next time we go out there and make sure we don't go to this situation. There's no opportunity to stop for no contest. We can go out there and just dominate and finish them early, put them away the proper way. We're grinding them around the way I have been. So, like I said, it's very emotional. They came in and told me, like, you win. We go to scorecards, you win, you're up on the scorecards. There shouldn't be any reason why you shouldn't. And the check comes in with your name on it. They tell my family they're going to bring them in so we can celebrate. I jump up on the cage and I get excited. My mom crying, my family in the crowd, jumping up and down. And all of a sudden I jump down from the cage and you see the check walking down the stairs. And then all of a sudden the ref come back to me like, it was 3 seconds left. We got to go all the way to the end of the third round for them to declare you the winner, man. So it goes to no contest. And then Scott and all those guys come in like, yo, I don't know exactly what's going on. We got to see. It was a lot. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. And to further clarify, so the situation was that if the fight had gone into the fourth round, then they could have gone to the scorecards. But because it ended inside the third round, it had to be either a no contest or disqualification. Obviously, it was accidental. You were not trying to do that on purpose. So therefore, it ended up being a no contest. But I got to say, man, I can't imagine that feeling of having the $1 million literally just a few feet away from you and then having it taken away. That's gotta be a crazy feeling.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster. You go up and you come down real fast. So the hardest thing for me, like not hard, but the biggest thing for me is just to keep my composure and don't lose my sportsmanship mentality. The reason we got in that situation was because of my sportsmanship, and I wasn't gonna throw it all away because of the outcome. I wanted to keep my humbleness and my morals, and granted, what they told me and the way I felt, and all was taken away from me right there in that moment. Just had to stay professional about it. Keep a good head on my shoulder and keep the right mindset.
So who actually told you that you won? Was it the referee?
Well, I first asked, I can't remember if it was the ref. It was the ref or somebody else. I came and asked, like, so to go scorecard, no contest, what? And no, to go to scorecards. And like, you should have. I'm pretty sure you won. 2 rounds. And then Kogan came in, or not Kogan, Coker came in and said the same thing. Like, oh yeah, it should go to scorecards, and I believe you up 2 rounds. I turn around and I see the check behind them, and I see them walk over to my family, and I see my mom start jumping up and crying. That's when I jumped on the cage and started celebrating. And then all of a sudden they're like, all right, get down. I jumped down. As soon as my feet hit, I'm absorbing. I looked up and looked at the check, and the check was walking down the stairs. I was like, I looked back, and all of a sudden my mom's face changed, and that's when the ref Triggs came in. I was like, oh, so we gotta go. It's gonna be no contest, not a win. Like what? And yeah, that's when I threw the water bottle.
That is heartbreaking. Now, have they given you any indication as to when the rematch could possibly happen? Because he does have a pretty nasty cut, so it's probably gonna take a little bit to heal. But did they give you any idea?
They said as soon as he heal up, we run it back.
Okay.
As soon as he heal up, we tell him to get right back in camp. We're not gonna take long. We're gonna run it right back. So shouldn't be too long, but it's a lot longer than I want it to be. So.
Of course, it was right there. It was literally, you could touch it. Are you thinking that it could be like summer? Sometime before the summer, hopefully.
I'm thinking so. Hopefully,
yeah.
Hopefully for the next few months. Originally, the date or the month I heard was August. That's when we thought he might have a broken orbital, but then it come to find out he didn't. It was just all cuts. So I talked the next day. I went to breakfast, and they were actually at the same restaurant we were at eating. And they came over and told me, and said, got good news, no serious damage. It's really, really bad cuts. So once the cuts heal, we're going to push it forward. We got to get this tournament over. So we're going to push it right away.
So you actually spoke to Vadim?
No, not Vadim. Mike Kogan and Scott Coker. They were at breakfast.
Gotcha.
So from what they said, like once he heal up, we got to get it running right back. We got to finish the tournament.
The sequence and you kind of started taking over the fight in the second round. You dominated the whole third round. The sequence where your head went in and clashed with his forehead and his eyebrow. What can you just take me into what happened there? How did that happen?
Yeah, like I told my coach, my prediction was finish him in the fourth round, and I was gonna do that. Next one I was gonna come out and just turn it up on him. And I felt him just like gargling. I could hear his heart racing, like when I had my head to his chest. And I was just gonna sit there and wait out the third round, like little pop shots, little things just to finish the round on top and finish scoring points. And then Mark Henry was like, just go, open up the last few rounds, open up the last few seconds, wear him out, break him. So I set up, but he had it wasn't quite a butterfly, but his foot was on my hip or something. I felt his knee or his foot was on my hip. And when I sat up to throw the elbow, he extended to make me like fall back to fall out the spot. So he like kicked my feet out. So I went to sprawl to smash his hips down and still drop the elbow at the same time. But the way he kicked my legs out, my butt goes up and my head comes down. And as I was dropping the elbow, it went more, the elbow missed because he moved his head. And I landed on my head, hit his head. Well, usually my head would have hit the mat. When he pushed, he turned his body this way at an angle to miss the elbow. And my head landed right on his face. And like I said, as soon as I felt it when it hit, and I sat up. As soon as it hit, I sat up to look to see if I made any damage. And I saw a cut, but then shortly after, I seen his eyes start to fill up with the blood. And that's when I looked up at Frick, because Triggs was telling me, keep going, legal blow. He didn't know it was a headbutt. Mm-hmm. And that's when I said this. I was like, no, I headbutted him. Because I seen the blood from his eye. And like I told him, like, no, we clashed heads. I headbutted him. And he came over like, what's wrong? I looked up again, like, headbutt. And he looked and said, oh, time. And that's like, it went from 10 seconds. So if he would have stopped it when I first said I headbutted him, it would have been 10 seconds. But he stopped the second time when it was 5 to 3 seconds or whatever. But it took him a moment to get to the right angle to see exactly what I was saying. Because even Mark Henry was like, keep going. I looked back at him, which I kept tapping my head. Because I do that in practice too. If I hit somebody, like, yo, why you stop? I'm like, yo, we headbutt, or oh, my elbow actually hit him. I might have hurt him. I always have, I don't know why. I'm always looking out for my teammates. I don't want to hurt anybody, really. So.
Do you think, Corey, that if you didn't say anything to Frank Trigg, the referee, that he would have just thought it came from an elbow, the cut came from an elbow, and the fight goes into the fourth round?
I know, 100% he would have kept going. He kept telling me to go. Like, why'd you stop? Go. It's legal blow. Keep going. And I was like, that's why I looked up and said, no, I headbutt. We collided heads. That's when he got closer. He walked around and he said, like, oh, time. Like, I told him, like, he was on this side of me telling me, keep going. That's when I looked up. Then he worked his way around. So 100%, I know he would have kept it going. But me, the sportsman in me, was like, let him know, like, that wasn't from me. I didn't hit him. I accidentally headbutt. Granted, I was winning. The cut came from a headbutt, and that was just me being a good person, I guess.
I feel like, especially given the stakes of this fight, man, I'm not sure how many other fighters would have done that. I think a lot of guys would have just kept going, right? And you didn't. You were like, no, it was an accidental, foul.
I didn't think he was gonna stop it though. I didn't know he was gonna stop it right now. I was letting him know, like, he said it's a legal blow. If he would have said that, like, it's a legal blow, keep going, I probably wouldn't have said that. The fact he said that made me think in my head, like, just to let him know, like, no, that wasn't my elbow, it was my head. I wasn't thinking about the fact that's gonna stop the fight. Because even my coach was like, keep going on a few seconds, but I was just letting him know. Like, no, I didn't hit him with the elbow, I did it with my head. But I don't know. Even like I told my wife, like, driving back from the airport yesterday, like, to be honest, I don't even know if I had the belt right now. I don't even know if I would truly be happy because I didn't actually stop him with my punches. Granted, I was winning. There was only a downhill spiral. It was pretty much over in my mind. He was gargling for air. He was broke. But at the same time, I didn't finish him with my knuckles or elbows with the typical ground and pound I was looking for. Would have been stopped because of the headbutt. Granted, I won the 3 rounds. Yes, it's a 5-round fight, and I want to go out there and show like I was gonna dominate. Granted, even if I would have won the belt, they probably would have ran it right back right away because the headbutt stopped it. But
you would have made that million though.
Yeah, I want to get that million, but I want to get it in the fact where there's no questions asked. There's no, oh, he cheated. One thing about me, like I said, I don't do drugs. I don't do steroids. You ain't never got to worry about Corey cheating ever. So I want to say, when my legacy is over, Corey didn't win the belt off of accidental headbutt. Corey won the belt because he went out there and straight smashed his man and just took his wheel. That's what I want. That's what I want to hear when they say, and knew, and everybody talk about how I won the belt. Granted, right now, everybody, Corey was winning. He took over. He went out there. There was nothing. Nemkov had nothing for him. But at the end, they all gonna have that. But fight ended in this. I don't want that, but those 3 letters got to go. It's going to be Corey went out there and straight dominated. It was not even close. He went out there and won that belt, took it with ease, like Usman did Tyron Woodley when he took the belt. There was no ands or buts about. It was just straight domination, and that's what I want.
So no regrets that you didn't you didn't let the fight go and make it like it was an elbow.
No regrets at all, because I don't think I would be able to live with myself. Knowing even if they didn't see it, they got replay. But if they would have went back, because if you go watch the fight, you hear John McCarthy say, "Oh, Corey landed that big nasty elbow." Yep. And right as he said that, I look up and say, "No, my head." And he came back and watched replay. Like, oh, for replay, for head clash. You know what I mean? I don't want people ever thinking like, "Oh man, he went out there and won." Then they go back and look like, "Wait, no, he didn't really win. He actually lost. Oh, he cheated. This, and that's not all that. What ifs happen? I want to eliminate all what ifs. At the end of the day, I say even when I go out and dominate somebody with like 10-8 rounds, my style of fighting, I want to beat you so bad. When you go to the locker room, you're not going to say, if we met 9 times out of 10, or 10 times, I'll win 9 out of 10 times. I want you to go and think, when it's over and said and done, if we met 10 times, he's going to win 10 out of 10. So that accidental headbutt leaves that opportunity for him to say, well, if he didn't headbutt him, he could have knocked him out with a head kick, or could have knocked him out with a big shot in the 4th and 5th. I want to eliminate all doubters, all what ifs, all the ands, ifs, hypotheticals. There's going to be clean cut, solid. Corey just dismantled, dominated.
So I know that the result wasn't what you wanted, and no one technically won the fight, but like you said, you were kind of on your way to winning. Of course, we don't know what would have happened if it went to the 4th and 5th, but having been in there now with Nemkov and doing very well and winning for the time that you're in there, do you feel now very confident that you are the best light heavyweight in the world? You have a win over Glover Teixeira, who's the UFC champ, and you were kind of on your way to dominating Nemkov. How do you feel about that as far as your standing in the division?
I've been saying it for years now. I'm the best. Even after I lost my last fight, I said I'm the best. I just made a mistake. I know I'm the best. The problem is now, see, I can put it this way. When I lost, I was the best physically and like attribute-wise, I can do skill-wise, but my mental aspect of fight IQ and whatnot wasn't the best. I was making small mistakes I shouldn't have been making. Now I feel like I'm at that point now where I'm making the right calculated risk and right moves each time to avoid those mistakes. Yes, I got hit in an Nemkov fight, but there was nothing ever fight ending. Nothing that was gonna put me on Queer Street or have my legs wobbling. You're gonna get hit in fights. You're gonna get kicked in fights. Things gonna happen. That's a fight. But at the end of the day, I showed I had the better fight IQ and the better game plan and the better skill set. So now I'm at the point where I could 100% completely say, I know I'm the best. I don't think it. I don't believe it. I know. I believe it. I think it. But I know because I've trained with some of the top guys in the world. I've trained with these guys ranked top in the UFC still. I've fought the top in the Bellator. I fought guys that haven't made it to the big show yet that I think can beat some of these top guys. And I do the same thing with all of them. My skill set, my mindset, my fight IQ, when I do it and how I do it, I just feel I'm at this point now. It's been 9 years in this game. I'm constantly learning every loss, every win, every mistake I make in training, every session with the coaches. I was putting it all together and pulling it out at the right times when it need to happen. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel I'm the best. Not just because of who I beat, but how I beat them and what I know I'm capable of doing.
So ideal scenario is a rematch happens sometime before summer. And they've made it clear that the $1 million will still be on the line, right? And the Grand Prix is still up for grabs in that rematch. And of course the title will be as well.
Yep, everything is still the same. It's pretty much just a replay of the night, a continuous of this last night. So we're going to round 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 now. And yeah, let's ready to go get it over.
Do you still feel kind of motivated going to the rematch, even though you just prepared for this guy for a long time? You were winning the fight, and then it kind of gets taken away in some ways. Is there any party that kind of feels almost let down by that?
No, not at all, because I never got my hand raised. I never won. I dominated, but I never won. Or OSP, I was winning, I was dominating, but I got knocked out in. I never won. You know what I mean? It's been fights I've always been winning. I get caught. You're never satisfied until I get my hand raised. Granted, I went out there and dominated the headbutt. That's pretty much that's about as bad as getting knocked out with a few seconds left to me. You know what I mean? I cost myself the W. So I didn't win. Until I win, even then, I got this mindset now. Even if it's a rematch, I just gotta keep that same hunger, that same mindset. just make sure I go out there and do it even better next time. Like I said, so if we met 10 times out of 10, not only will you think I'm gonna win all 10 times, you're gonna know all 10 times we meet, it's gonna be the same result. It's nothing gonna change. So no, it's not gonna be hard at all. I'm actually more fired up now because one of my cornermen and teammates, he got a picture of me when they had me take pictures with the belts, had me taking pictures in the back with both belts. And then also he sent me that picture. And then also one of the coaches sent me the fact that Bellator had already posted and knew after the fight, and then they had to take it down. So they screenshotted that when it came up. So now I got those two things locked on my phone. I'm just looking at them every day. And the motivation, like that's what it should have been. I need that. I've already seen it. I've already tasted it. I've already felt it. I had that excitement from being the champ. Now I have to really feel it. I know how I feel to believe you're the champ. Now I have to go out there and actually be the champ. I need that feeling. It's like chasing that first high, except I actually never really got high. Now I'm actually going to get there.
Corey, tremendous stuff. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing that fight run back, and hopefully it's all clean in the rematch, and hopefully it happens pretty soon, because I think a lot of people will be excited to see that one run back. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.